Alternative Spring Break, called ASB for short, is a program offered through the Office of the Dean of the Chapel that gives all Howard students the opportunity to serve in marginalized communities, both domestically and internationally, during spring break. In 2020, ASB was canceled 2 days before the departure date due to the onset of the pandemic. Many of the students involved, such as two-time executive student director Sydney Montgomery, were distraught but not discouraged. Her and several other student leaders used that moment to fuel their work in executing the first virtual ASB in spring 2021.
And so I think after that moment last spring, we all knew that we wanted to come back this year in some way, shape, or form, and execute what we would have executed last year, but even better. That was our motivation, to be back and better than we ever were. And I think with that mentality, we were all able to just really crack down and come together and be like, how can we best execute service? And we knew in the fall we were virtual, so we kind of assumed that in the spring we'd be virtual too. So we started planning for just virtual service in general. And it was kind of difficult. It was kind of difficult to figure out the best method, best approaches of how to go about it. But our site coordinators are outstanding. They're very creative. And they were able to find some really great opportunities, really great sites going on this week in so many different parts of the country and the world. And so I'm just grateful to have them, as a resource, and on this team, on this committee, putting in that work for ASB. So shout out to them, because they're the ones who really help make this process happen.
Site coordinators are selected and tasked with contacting and building relationships with community partners, pitching initiative ideas, and organizing and planning the itinerary for participants. Being that ASB was virtual, some site coordinators, such as senior political science major David Robinson, took on multiple different sites at once.
The main thing was this site was definitely focused on education. So we were meeting with schools, we were meeting with students, and I guess one of the benefits was that we got to travel technically to all different locations without like actually having to deal with the travel costs and travel expenses and any of that. So we just had Zoom links to click on, and I just had our little group chat, and I would just communicate what we'd be doing and where the link would be at, and then they would just click on and join the link and they get to participate. So I guess that was one thing, is that it was very fluid, I guess, in terms of like how I was able to keep up, like, students, keep up like and keep their engagement, I guess, and keep them all on the same page, is that we all had one document and like we all could literally go to one site together.
For ASB 2021, students served in 17 sites both domestically and internationally under the initiatives of youth empowerment, education, elder outreach, health, mass incarceration, poverty, and violence, embodying the Howard motto of excellence in truth and service. With Spotlight Network, I'm Darreonna Davis.